was going, and the fans were a bit of it, and they were just reveling in the glory that they had earned and worked so hard to achieve.
Something Chicago will never forget. Thanks, Steve.
You're welcome.
Love hearing about it again. Up next, the Bulls begin their assault on a three-peat championship. First round of the 1993 playoffs. It was Game 3.
Here at the Omni in Atlanta, the Bulls are about set to take on the Atlanta Hawks. My partner, my buddy, the Big Redhead. I'm Tom Dore, and Johnny, we got a lot of basketball to talk about tonight. There's a lot of basketball going on around the NBA with the playoffs underway. And, you know, you talk about this series, the Bulls are up 2-0 right now, in pretty good shape. But you look at the guy who's done the job for the Bulls, and that's number 23, Michael Jordan. He's the man.
All year long, Game 1, 35 points. You look at his field goal percentage, very, very good. In the Game 2, he didn't have to shoot 50%, but he got 29 points as the Bull blew him out by 15. He did an outstanding job. But he had some help. Here's a couple guys that have been limping around most of the season, really looked good in those games.
Johnny, you brought this point up. The two guys that have really started to play well at this point in time, Big Bill Cartwright and John Paxson.
By Bill Cartwright, look what he's done here. 11 points. Matter of fact, he's 71% from the field. Pax at 91% is the leader of all the playoffs in field goal percentage. How about that?
Yeah, that's not too bad. Guys on the bench playing very well. You know, you go down the list of the guys who are making a lot of contributions for the Bulls, and it's been a great, great time for the World Championship team. You know, Johnny, you take a look at what we're talking about. You see Pax, great numbers to help the starters stay off the floor a little bit.
Yeah, all big-time things, rebounds, everything you talk about. Even when you go down to Rodney McRae, who hasn't scored, he's giving you 5 rebounds. So, you know, they're getting all this help from the bench, and they certainly need that.
Johnny, the Atlanta Hawks down 2-0. You know, the term backs against the wall, call it anything you want to. This is a team that absolutely must win tonight. A lot of talk about Bob Weiss may not be back. The team revolves around one guy, Dominique Wilkins, who led the NBA in scoring before Michael took it over. Look at that, 30.5 points. Doing a very good job. He's going to have to sharpen his shooting eye, though. A couple guys that have not been of much help, though, Johnny. Mookie Blaylock and John Koncak. You see 11 points a game from Mookie, but 5 turnovers a game. Koncak really has been struggling for them, and that makes a big difference for him. All right, let's take a look at our L.A. Gear game plan for Game 3 of this playoff series. Rebound for the Bulls. Find the defensive intensity and good bench numbers.
All right. Rebound. We talked about that time. The Bulls completely dominated the Hawks in Game 1. They rebounded very well. Game 2, they slipped a little bit and gave them 25 offensive rebounds. They've got to contain that, and they really have a good chance here tonight.
Atlanta Hawks have to find the defensive intensity. This is a team that during the regular season had that intensity, but Johnny, in this playoff series, they haven't shown what they can do against the Bulls defensively.
Well, the Bulls bench has been outstanding in the first 2 games, and they need some good numbers. Not necessarily points, but maybe some rebounds, some blocks, some good defensive stats.
All right, the world champion Chicago Bulls just about set to take on the Atlanta Hawks. When we come back, we'll have the introduction of the starting lineup and the tip-off for tonight's game.
Bulls visit the Charlotte Hornets in Game 1 of the 1995 playoffs Friday. Sports Channel's coverage begins at 5:30 with the Bulls pregame show.
Game 3 of the Eastern Conference first round playoff series. The Bulls taking on the Atlanta Hawks, and the Bulls with a 2-0 lead in this best-of-7 series and seemingly in pretty good shape. But Johnny, we know what can happen when you come to an arena like this to take on a team that has got to be very hungry right now.
Well, it's already been mentioned about what happened after the 2 quick games against Miami last year at home, and then we went down there. We had to go out.
Guard out of North Carolina, number 23, Michael Jordan. A 6'2" guard out of Iowa, number 10, B.J. Armstrong. A 7'1" center from San Francisco, number 24, Bill Cartwright. A 6'7" forward from Central Arkansas, number 33, Scottie Pippen. And a 6'10" forward from Clemson, number 54, Horace Grant. The trainers, Chip Schaefer. The assistant coaches are John Bach, Jim Clement, and Tex Winter. And the head coach for the Chicago Bulls is Phil Jackson.
There's Phil Jackson trying to get 3 and out in this game. The Bulls are not anxious to come back here Thursday night and play Friday night. All right, now let's get the starters for the home team. A lot of empty seats, the Atlanta Hawks.
Assistant coaches Bob Weinauer and Johnny Davis and trainer Joel Jewell. Let's meet the 1992-93 Atlanta from Oklahoma, number 10, Mookie Wilkins. A 6'8" guard from UNLV, number 2, Stacey Altman. The man in the middle stands 7 feet even from SMU, number 32, John Contact. A 7-foot forward from Michigan State, number 42, Kevin Willis. And a 6'8" forward from the University of Georgia, number 21, Dominique Wilkins.
Bob Weiss, head coach of the Atlanta Hawks. A lot of people say this may be his final game as head coach here. All right, let's take a look at the matchups now. Grant and Willis, a big matchup. Pippen goes against Dominique Wilkins. Cartwright and Concact. B.J. Armstrong, Mookie Blaylock, and Michael Jordan. Stacey Augmon, a team that matches up pretty well with the Bulls in the starting lineup. The officials for tonight's game. Don't groan. Lee Jones, Darrell Garretson, and Hugh Hollins will be the men.
Well, you mentioned something about the Bulls looking for the third strike, and in this sport, early in rounds, 3 strikes and you're in the next round, right?
There's a good point. Bulls in the first round beat the Knicks 2 years ago, 3-0. Last year, the Heat. Oh, look at this.
Right.
Oh, man.
All right, let's get it over with, MJ.
Yeah, just fantastic. Thanks. All right. About the Hawks. Not reached the second round of the NBA playoffs since 1988. Let's try and keep it from happening.
I believe they have never been swept in a 5-game series either.
See the field goal percentage. Bulls at 49. Hawks at just 42%. Boy, Johnny, I'd say anything. There are a ton of empty seats in here, and maybe they'll fill up in a while. But there are a bunch of empty seats. Hugh Hollins set to throw it up. Willis and Cartwright will jump center. Goes right back to Mookie Blaylock. So the Hawks with the first possession. Let's see what they do offensively. They'll pop Mookie Blaylock out on the right side. Augmon top of the circle, got a good screen, and Concact had the rebound, lost it, got it back. Dominique Wilkins goes by one. Rebound tapped again. It'll go out of bounds.